One day, I got a phone call from Selena, a FaceTime, and she's like, "For a match!"
Her name is Francia. She said, "No, I'm absolutely getting tested." So within 3 days, she went to go do it, and she was a match. And it was one of those moments where I felt watched over. I know I was so lucky.
Asking somebody to do that was really difficult for me. She volunteered and did it, and let alone somebody wanting to volunteer, it is incredibly difficult to find a match.
In Hollywood, there are stories about loyalty, sacrifice, and betrayal, but none hit harder than this one. Imagine giving up a part of your body to save your best friend's life, only to watch that same friend turn around, erase you from her world, and pretend you never existed. That's exactly what fans believe happened between Selena Gomez and her kidney donor, Francia Raisa, the woman who once called her sister, but who now stands as the biggest reminder that fame can twist even the purest of bonds. Today, we're diving deep into how Selena Gomez's kidney donor just destroyed her fake nice girl image, and why this once perfect friendship might have been doomed the moment the cameras started rolling. But before we start, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the truth behind this story will make you question everything you thought you knew about Selena Gomez. Back in 2017, Selena Gomez was fighting for her life. Lupus had ravaged her body to the point her kidneys were shutting down. She was in constant pain, barely able to open a water bottle, and doctors warned she needed a transplant immediately.
My kidneys were shutting down. My mentality was just to keep going. I didn't realize how much it was affecting my body.
One day she came home, and she was emotional. I hadn't asked anything. I knew that she hadn't been feeling well. She couldn't open a water bottle one day. She chucked it and just started crying, and I said, "What's wrong?" And that's when she told me. And she goes, "I don't know what to do. The list is 7 to 10 years long." And it just vomited out of me. I was like, of course.
The waiting list was 7 to 10 years, long time she didn't have. But then came her best friend, actress Francia Raisa, who without hesitation said, "I'll do it." Within days she was tested, and miraculously, she was a match. Against all odds, Francia saved her life. It wasn't just a friendship anymore, it was sisterhood written in blood. The two shared hospital rooms, recovery beds, and tears. Selena even posted a now iconic photo of them holding hands in their hospital gowns, calling Francia her beautiful friend and saying she had given her the ultimate gift. At the time, the world saw it as a testament to selfless love, but behind those smiles, something was already cracking beneath the surface. Not long after the surgery, whispers began circulating that Selena was spotted drinking again, something she had promised to avoid to protect her new kidney. At first, fans brushed it off as rumors, but then Francia reportedly found out the truth and felt deeply betrayed. Think about it. She underwent a major, life-threatening surgery, risked her future health, and trusted Selena to cherish that gift.
I feel so bad for Selena's friend, Francia, the girl who gave her a kidney. Like, imagine you gave Selena a kidney. She did say that, like, during this time when they were, like, doing the testing to see if she was a match, that they had Selena call her and tell her that it was a match. And so obviously, like, the impression I got was that that was a lot of pressure. But anyway, she went through with it. And then there were rumors after that she had a rift with Selena because she was mad that Selena had been drinking after she gave her the kidney. And that came from an interview that Francia's dad did in Spanish, where he said that Francia told her that she didn't give her a kidney to drink alcohol. This is all allegedly, of course. But they did admit that there was like a rift and that there was like a time where they weren't speaking and then they reconnected. This is mostly coming from Francia.
So when she saw Selena returning to habits that could jeopardize everything, it wasn't just disappointment, it was heartbreak. Francia confronted her, but instead of gratitude or understanding, sources say Selena distanced herself, growing colder as fame and pressure surrounded her. The girl who had once wept with her in a hospital bed was now treating her like a stranger. Fast forward to 2022, when Selena did an interview with Rolling Stone that changed everything. She said, "I never fit in with a cool group of girls that were celebrities. My only friend in the industry really is Taylor Swift." That single quote broke the internet. Because how could Selena say that when Francia, an actress who had literally given her an organ, was sitting somewhere reading those words?
Okay. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Like, that's not good.
No, it's not. They're pretty bad.
Okay.
I think the one that probably hurt the most was,
Yeah.
I hope someone goes up your and rips out your other kidney.
Damn. That's
Francia didn't clap back or write an essay. She just commented one word, interesting, and then deleted it. But that word spoke louder than any interview. It was a quiet, sharp message that said, "You know what you did." After that, fans began to notice something strange. Selena and Francia weren't seen together anymore. No birthday posts, no red carpet hugs, nothing. It was as if the transplant never happened. And then, the ultimate betrayal, Selena's wedding. She tied the knot with Benny Blanco in Santa Barbara, surrounded by A-list friends like Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, and Nina Dobrev. But one person was missing, Francia. The woman who gave her a kidney didn't even get an invitation. Social media erupted. People called Selena ungrateful, cold, and fake. One viral comment read, "Not inviting somebody who gave you an organ to your wedding is just diabolical." Another said, "She's alive because of that woman, and she can't even say thank you." It was brutal, but fans weren't wrong. It's one thing to drift apart, it's another to erase someone who literally kept you alive. Just days before that wedding, Francia did something that made everyone freeze. She sat down for an interview with Maggie Ortiz, and when asked if she was angry about Selena drinking and smoking after the transplant, her tone shifted. She said, "What you're asking me is nonsense. There are too many rumors. I've never said anything." On paper, that sounded calm, but the way she emphasized, "I've never said anything," gave everyone chills. Because silence doesn't mean peace, it means restraint. Then she added, "One day, maybe we'll address it." Fans took that line as a warning, not closure. It wasn't forgiveness, it was foreshadowing. Like she was saying, "You haven't heard my side yet, but you will." And then came the confirmation that sent shockwaves through the fandom. Francia's father went on a Spanish talk show and spilled everything. He said Francia was furious with Selena for drinking after the transplant, and that she confronted her directly, saying, "I didn't give you a kidney so you could go out and drink." According to him, Selena's attitude had changed. She had become arrogant, distant, and unrecognizable. Fame and money, he said, had gone to her head. Now, Francia never denied what her father said. She stayed quiet again, but silence once more spoke volumes. It's almost as if she didn't need to say it because he already had. Meanwhile, Selena was out online doing damage control. Under a TikTok calling her out for shading her donor, she commented, "Sorry I didn't mention every person I know." Instead of diffusing the situation, it poured gasoline on the fire. Fans saw it as sarcasm mocking the woman who literally saved her life. It shattered that sweet girl image Selena had spent years building. The kind, relatable, mental health advocating pop star suddenly looked dismissive, selfish, and ungrateful. Even diehard fans struggled to defend her, because this wasn't just about friendship, it was about basic humanity. But here's where things get even darker. Francia started opening up online not about Selena, but about herself. On TikTok, she revealed she'd been diagnosed with ADHD and chronic PTSD, admitting she'd been in therapy, trying to heal from years of pain. She said even dancing something she once loved had become a trigger after a painful breakup. Slowly, she was learning to find joy again. But the sad part? Selena was nowhere to be found. The woman who once depended on Francia to survive was completely absent during her recovery. Fans couldn't help but notice the cruel irony. When Selena was sick, Francia gave her life. Now that Francia was the one struggling, Selena didn't even show up with a comment. And if that wasn't enough, Francia revealed something heartbreaking. She's been bullied non-stop by Selena's fanbase. People flooded her comments with hate, calling her jealous, bitter, and even wishing harm on her. One message said, "I hope someone rips out your other kidney." That's not fandom, that's psychological warfare. And through all of it, Selena stayed silent. No public defense, no condemnation of the bullying, nothing. It painted her as someone who benefited from silence, letting her fans attack while she stayed clean-handed. Francia, on the other hand, was trapped. If she spoke, she'd be called attention-seeking. If she stayed quiet, she'd be labeled bitter. It was a lose-lose situation that left her isolated, exhausted, and mentally drained. Now here's the twist nobody expected. Despite everything, Francia still hasn't exposed Selena directly. And that's what makes her so powerful. Because silence, when you've been wronged, is often the loudest statement of all. Every time she refuses to spill, it keeps the mystery alive. It leaves people wondering, what is she holding back? That lingering curiosity might just be what scares Selena most, because for someone who built a brand on vulnerability, the idea of her kindness being fake could collapse everything she's worked for. And that's exactly what fans are questioning. Now, was Selena Gomez's sweet girl image ever real? Or has it all been one long PR illusion, carefully crafted to hide a darker, more self-serving personality beneath? When you look back, it's not the first time something like this has happened. Former friends, co-stars, and collaborators have hinted at how complicated Selena can be behind the scenes. The emotional posts, the subtle victim narratives, they all paint her as relatable, but they also protect her from accountability. And Francia's story cuts right through that armor, because kindness isn't just words, it's consistency. It's showing up for the people who once saved you, even when it's inconvenient. In the end, maybe neither of them is completely innocent. Francia might have her own wounds, her own bitterness, her own sense of loss. But one thing is undeniable: her sacrifice was real. Her pain is real. And the betrayal that fans see in her eyes every time Selena posts a "be kind" caption or smiles on camera feels like a haunting reminder that gratitude can fade faster than fame. The same woman who once said, "Thank you for saving my life," now lives like that moment never happened, while her donor quietly rebuilds herself from the shadows. It's poetic, tragic, and unsettling all at once. So, what happens if Francia ever decides to tell her full story? If she finally lifts the curtain on what really happened after that surgery? Selena's carefully polished image might not survive the fallout. Because when a person's brand is built on being real and kind, and the person who literally gave you a second chance calls you out as fake, that's not just drama, that's legacy ending. And that's what makes this story so haunting. Because at the heart of all this, beneath the fame, the wealth, the glossy interviews, is one simple question: what is friendship really worth when gratitude fades? Francia gave Selena her kidney, her health, her future. In return, she got silence, shade, and a front-row seat to the person she once loved becoming a stranger. Some say forgiveness is a form of freedom, but in this case, silence might just be the most devastating revenge of all. And maybe that's the real lesson buried underneath all the glitter and heartbreak, that no matter how powerful or beloved someone becomes, character always reveals itself when gratitude runs out. Because when you think about it, the story of Selena Gomez and her kidney donor isn't just about betrayal, it's about the fragility of human connection in a world built on image. It's about how loyalty gets traded for optics, and how even the most selfless act can be rewritten as inconvenience once fame takes over. Francia didn't want fame or money, she wanted her friend back, the girl who cried in her kitchen terrified of dying. And when that friend disappeared behind PR smiles and designer gowns, it left a wound that no apology could ever close. Now, as the world slowly pieces together the truth, one thing has become undeniable: you can fake kindness for the cameras, but you can't fake the way you treat the people who made sure you're still breathing. Because fame fades, fans move on, but the people who saw you at your weakest will always remember exactly who you became once the spotlight hit.